Hey everyone, this is JT with the solution to my square lattice puzzle. I hope you had fun trying to solve it, and congratulations to the person who was able to solve it first. This was on the easier side of the puzzles I make, and I was expecting it to be solved within the first day, but this one was actually solved within, I believe, the first hour. It was either an hour or an hour and a half. So I wasn't expecting for someone to solve it so quickly, so I was really impressed with that, and congratulations again to the person who was able to solve it. Alright, let's get into the solution. So the first thing to notice is that this is basically an 8x8 grid. There are 64 squares in total. Each of these squares have these 4 corner pieces and then this inside red square. The inside red square doesn't really tell us much. It's basically everything on the outside, the outer corners of the square that matter. So the puzzle starts out first with the entire grid being filled in with, the red inner squares and then yellow on the outer squares, either 1, 2, 3, or 4 corners being filled in with yellow. The middle part of this puzzle kind of fills in each square with a pattern, first yellow, then green, then light blue, then dark blue. That'll tell us the digit for each square. With 64 squares, I thought it would be hopefully kind of obvious that the solution could be a private key. Sometimes it's not that simple. There could be some tricks in there, but in this case the solution is a private key. Each one of these squares does correlate to one digit in the private key, and that depends on the pattern around the squares. So based on the middle side of the puzzle, where we had yellow fill in first, if there's just this one yellow corner, that is going to correspond to a 1. So here's another 1. Here's a 0 with nothing filled in. Here's a 2 with 2 yellows filled in. When it starts filling in the green, that's going to correspond to a 5. If there's just one green corner and the rest yellow, that's a 5. And then 6, 7, and 8 are also with green. And then when the light blue fills in, that starts with 9. And then you kind of go up like that all the way through F. So I believe F is this square here with everything but 1 filled in with a dark blue. So that's how we get digits from this grid. And so now we basically just need, after we figure out what all those digits are, we need to figure out the order of the digits. And that is where the first part of the puzzle comes in. So let's see if that first frame where we have 4 squares fill in. Notice that one has 1 yellow corner, one has 2, one square has 3 yellow corners, and one's completely filled in. Well, starting at the beginning of this puzzle, we kind of order the squares based on number of yellow corners, and then each subsequent frame will have another 4 filled in. So for example, they fill in 4 at a time. So let's go back to the first one. Let's see if I can pause it right. Not quite. Let's see. Alright, so here's the first 4. So we just fill these in starting with 1. So this is going to be square number 1, which corresponds to digit number 1, but we don't know the digit quite yet. So this one, next one will be a 2. This one is 3. This one is 4. And then here's the second frame. So we left off at 4, so we start up at 5. So here's 5. Then 6. Then 7 and 8. So basically you have to go through this entire first part and you number each one of these squares 1 through 64, and that tells you the place in the private key. Now we go to this main grid, and then let's just get the digit for each of those. So we need this one, which is a 4, because there's 4 of them and they're all yellow, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we need this one, which is going to be, so if all yellows 4, all greens an 8, and then one blue corner is going to be 9, then A, then B, then C. So all light blue is going to be a C. Then we need this one here, which is a 2. Then we need that's an F and then a 3. And I'm just going to do the first 8, and then here's a 3 and an E. And then this is going to be a 7. So we have all 8 of them done, and so here is the first 8 digits of the private key. So the first digit corresponds to the 1 in this upper grid, and then we take the digit from the lower grid, so that's a C. Number 2 is going to be, well, that's a 2. Third digit's going to be an E. Fourth digit's going to be 7. Fifth digit a 3. Sixth digit a 4. And then we have 3 and F. So there's the first 8 digits of the private key. Oops, yep, I'd already done all this before, so let's see if we can just compare just to make sure. So here's the final solution. Here's basically the position for each square, and then the digit of each square, and then the entire private key once going through that pattern. And so here's the first 8 that we did above, and we see that those match the first 8 down there. So this is the full private key. If we take this and paste it into myetherwallet.com, access wallet, and then software, and then private key, get rid of that space. All right, access wallet, and here it is. Here's the public address. There's nothing left in it because someone was able to solve it. And yeah, that's it. Congratulations to the person who was able to solve it, and good luck solving the puzzles that have yet to be solved.